if you want to notate music, you're going to need to know how this stuff works. So let's get to it. I'm going to put a note here. Which note is it? I don't know. We're going to have to agree which note this is. And so one thing we do is we put a clef at the start of our bars. And this dot here that we're circling around, this dot is the note G, indicates the G note, which is why this is called the G clef. Okay, so that's G, which means that our next note, A, would be here. G, A. And if we want to do B, C, D, E, etc., we get B, C, D, E. And so you can see each note can be either between the lines or on a line. This one is on, between, on, between, on, between. We'll get F here, etc. An easy way to remember which note is where, in G clef at least, is to notate this one. This would be face. If you can remember face, then that's going to make it a lot easier to remember which note is where. Now, instead of G clef, there's another very, very common clef called the F clef, which is also, this is also called treble clef and bass clef. So high and low notes. We'll get to why in a second. Wow, but this dot and those two dots that we're circling around here, and that those two dots are enclosing, this is F. So that's F. Okay? Why do we have two different clefs? Why would you have two different kinds of notation? Well, we got the low notes and the high notes, and they're not the same. This in F clef, this is called, well, it's C, F, A, F, G, A, B, C. We get a little helpline to notate a C. But it's not just any C, it's middle C. If you walk up to a piano and you put your fingers on both ends and just go to the middle and then get the C that's there somewhere in the middle, that's middle C, the C in the middle of all the notes you could play. So that's the C above the top line in F clef. And it's also the C below the bottom line. That's one, middle C, in the G clef. So they're connected in this way. And when we notate piano, we notate for two hands. The left hand has the F clef, the right hand has the G clef, and the middle C is kind of the note that's in between like this, except that would be way too big. You would never notate it like this. And who knows on which side you would have to put the rest, because you don't know which bar it belongs to. But that's how these two are connected. So, remember when we talked about accidentals, that you have to know which accidentals are in which key. Let's take the key of D. Which accidentals does the key of D have? Pause if you want to answer for yourself, but I'm going to blur it out. It has two sharps. There's an F sharp and C sharp. We agree to put the F sharp here at the top. Remember face, F-A-C-E. So that means E is here, F is there, right? So F sharp we put up there, C sharp here. Now, if we're going to add more sharps, 7 sharps are the maximum amount. We use this pattern. And now we've got all 7. Notice how they make these lines and these lines. Notice how they have a certain grid going on there. Same thing for the flats. We start with B flat in the middle. I take E flat at the top there. And then we got A flat. We're just gonna add the other, oh, that's way too high. Other flats, and we have this sort of grid going on. Okay? The only reason we do that is so you can recognize a key signature, because that's what they're called, key signature, that you can recognize them instantly. You don't need to start counting or anything, you just see it, you know what it is. Once you get used to them, of course. Okay. So let's go back to the key of D. Oh, F sharp, C sharp, and let's play in 4/4. Now we want to notate, I don't know if this is the same song in other countries, but Father Jacob would be C, D, E, F sharp, D, E, F sharp, D. I'm gonna notate it as 8 notes because I want to. Okay. Because we've put this F sharp here at the very start, every F that's in the whole piece is automatically going to be assumed to not be F, but be F sharp. So this D, E, F here is not F, it's F sharp. There's nothing we need to do to change that. If, however, our piece does require us to play an F instead of F sharp, then what do? How are we gonna change this F sharp back to F? We put this sign in front of it. That restores the note to its natural, so it's just basic F. This accidental that happens somewhere in the music and not at the very start, but somewhere along notation, this goes for every F in the rest of this measure, of this bar. Only till then. If we put another F here, that's F sharp, but this is F, this F, 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 F sharp, because the line indicates a new measure started. So if we want an F sharp here, we would have to make it sharp again. If we want our E to be E flat, we could put a flat there, flat sign. However, if we want this one to be E again, we need to restore it back to E. Okay? That's how you can use accidentals in the middle of your piece. I'm not going to focus on notation too much, because I'm going to assume this playlist is for people that aren't necessarily learning to play instruments, but maybe you want to know how reading and writing works. So now we've talked about it. Just one more thing I might want to add. In a different time signature, like 6/8, 6/8 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 beats, and they're divided up in 2 groups of 3, giving us strong, weak, weak, strong, weak, weak. Okay? There are other time signatures. You could get crazy ones like 7/8, which isn't even that crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or now the way I counted it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made a group of 2, group of 2, group of 3. You could do a group of 2, a group of 3, and a group of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 3, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To me personally, this feels most natural, but that's just subjective. There's nothing objective about that. All these are possible. Still, with a 6/8, we generally don't make 3 groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just because we're accustomed to it. I would call that a 6/4 very quickly, like Synchronicity by the Police, or maybe a Synchronicity 2 by the Police. I forget whether it's 1 or 2, but that's with one go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that doesn't feel like the classical, typical 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're just so used culturally to use this time signature for this feeling that if I would deviate from it, I would always use 6/4 or a different 6. Okay. You can only use groups of 2 or 3 because a group of 4 will automatically start feeling like 2 groups of 2 because you will always get strong, weak, strong, weak. It just happens. We just automatically divide it up in that way. So there's no group bigger than 3 or smaller than 2. It's always a group of 2 or a group of 3. So that's everything so far about notation and rhythm and notating notes. You've got it.